even more affordable summer perfume options here. I have 15 from Julianna'S perfumes. These fit into that under $40 category. So let's go ahead and talk about these affordable summer options. Hello, my gorgeous ones. Welcome to Aleisha Budget Beauty. My name is Aleisha. Here on my channel, I love all things affordable fashion, beauty, and fragrance. I do hauls, tutorials, reviews, affordable summer fragrance options, all sorts of fun stuff. So if that sounds good to you, please subscribe, stick around, be a friend. Okay, you guys, I have done several videos now kind of in this category, our summer options. Summer fragrance is upon us, and I had one a little bit more expensive video, and then I've brought the more affordable kind of all-encompassing brands, and then we had Middle Eastern. Now I'm doing Julianna'S perfumes because this is inherently a really affordable brand as it is. I have quite a few of their perfumes, and I went through them all and decided which ones were a little bit more summer leaning I can recommend to you guys. I will say none of the ones that I have in my collection just absolutely scream summer in the obvious ways. Really, none of these have that kind of beachy suntan lotion vibe. They're not overly like freshy citrus either. These are going to be a little bit different in the summer category, and I think that that's cool because I can show you a different way to wear fragrance in the summer. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, you guys, and heads up, we have a storm rolling in, so you may hear some thunder. I'm going to try to get through this if I can. Hopefully it won't get too dark with the clouds coming in. We'll see how this goes. So let's try. Okay, first up we have A Kiss in the Maldives. Now this is an inspiration fragrance. Julianna'S Perfumes does some that are inspired by already existing fragrances, and then sometimes Alex will add in a note. So this is one umbrella for two, added with an ozonic note, and I think that definitely gives it a little bit more of a summer feel. Now I love this fragrance. I know I'm part of the Facebook group and on Julianna'S perfumes, and sometimes I just quietly observe on there, see what people are saying, and I think this one is one that is not necessarily the most crowd pleasing. It's not the easiest wear because it is very unique with a rice note in here. I actually love that about it, and I think anyone that is looking for something really different, unusual, rice is a pretty popular note in niche fragrance right now, a pretty hyped up note. So I think it's a great affordable option, especially if you aren't sure if you can do rice. Who wants to go pay the $200 to $400 for the niche when you could do like a $39 and test it out for yourself? This has a little bit of fruitiness, muskiness, and then the ozonic kind of gives it almost this humid quality to this fragrance. There's also tea in here. So I literally picture like a little hut on the beach, and it's getting overcast like it is right now where I live, and the storm's rolling in, and it's kind of cozy. It's a little bit sensual. I could picture like kissing in the rain, but it's like humid. I think it's really pretty, really unique, and a really affordable option for something very niche. All right, next up we have Crimson Tease, which is one of my absolute favorites by Julianna'S perfumes, and this is an original blend, so this is not inspired by anything else. Also, I think currently when I'm filming this is sold out. I think quite a few are right now. My little tip is they restock usually on Fridays. I don't know about every Friday, but Fridays is when restocks happen, and sometimes new releases as well. So if you're interested in these, you see them sold out, just kind of be looking out on Fridays. I think around 5 p.m., 6 p.m., somewhere around there. But this is so beautiful and addictive. This is obviously strawberry. Well, obviously because there's strawberries on here, but it also has raspberries and I believe peach. This has a white woods and a leather that is the most wearable leather. If you are like, oh, leather's just a little bit too much for me, too masculine, or you think it kind of gives like a strip quality to the fragrance that you don't like, this is very much in the background, very, very smooth. For the most part, this smells like a very concentrated red fruits juice without a bunch of added sugar, like very realistic, but that woods and that leather make it a little bit more elevated, a little bit more unique, but still really keeps that original DNA intact of that fruitiness. It also kind of reminds me of those dehydrated fruit strips, or sometimes they're rolled up with the raspberry and the strawberry. It's very fresh, but I think this is one you can wear summertime and even going into the fall as well. Beautiful fragrance, like seriously, one of his best, I think. That is Crimson Tea. All right, next up we have Valencia Grove. This is kind of a romantic, fruity floral, little bit of woods. I think you could really wear this on like a date night in the summertime. I picture just kind of a flowy maxi dress with flowers on it whenever I smell this. You have some pineapple and lemons. There's a little bit of brightness in here. And then you also have some rose, maybe some jasmine. I know there's definitely some florals in here. And then some woodiness. It's really soft. This is just one of those really pretty kind of elegant summer fragrances. Okay, next up we have Her Narcotic Mango. I've been getting in a lot of mango scents lately, so I'm almost mangoed out, but it's that time of year for them, right? I like this one a lot. This one I think is almost, could be pretty unisex. I could see this smelling really good on a man, but it's called Her Narcotic Mango, so it is, I think, aimed at a woman. This is a blend, I know of Mango Skin by Wilhelm, and then another niche mango fragrance that I'm not very familiar with combined. So you have some lychee, you have some mango, obviously. It's kind of this tangy fruitiness. You also have some woods in here, a little bit of florals as well. I think the woodiness of this is what gives it kind of a more unisex quality. It's not drippingly saturated sweet in its mango either. That woods is definitely rounding things out. There's orris in here, which is one of my favorite notes right now. It's very smooth. So I think this is one you could honestly take day into night. Sometimes woods gives me more nighttime vibes, but that fruitiness gives it daytime as well. So that is Her Narcotic Mango. All right, we have another original creation. This is Essence of Intrigue. And I like this so much better now, even when I first got it. I liked it when I first got it, but I just kind of chalked it up to being this kind of cupcakey, fruity gourmand. But this doesn't smell just only like food. It doesn't smell like a body spray that I think you would see some of these notes, like the fruitiness, and I think there's maybe white chocolate or some kind of cupcakey note in here as well. This is kind of sat and developed more, and I think it's really beautiful. It's kind of just under the Crimson Tease for me. It's not quite as developed as that fragrance, but I think it's really pretty. Not too sweet to wear in the dead heat. Nice fruitiness, a little bit of like almost like a smooth icing sort of effect, but it's pretty elevated. I think it's really pretty for those that like gourmand but don't want to go too sweet or too literal cupcakey. That is Essence of Intrigue. Okay, next up we have Heaven's Reflection. And I remember getting a sample of this and really liking it. And then I think Alex sent this to me and it wasn't a part of my other videos, I don't think. I think this is my first time talking about it. I think this is really, really beautiful. This one has more of your citrusy notes at the top, like bergamot. It has some mandarin. It also has orange, so orange and mandarin, some peach, some marine notes, some musk. I think this is a nice kind of by the ocean fragrance. I picture even kind of like being on a yacht. It smells kind of expensive, smells fresh, definitely get that sort of marine ozonic quality going on in this, but it doesn't go like fishy marine. It just kind of has a slight, almost like the greens that would be in the ocean, you know, without again going like seaweed fishy. Oh, there's some thunder. Yeah, I think it's really pretty. This is another one I could see men wearing as well, but still unisex and women can definitely wear it. That is Heaven's Reflection. Okay, next up is All That Glitters. This is the inspired by Elang in Gold. And I've kind of come around on this one. I did talk about this one in a previous video. I think I ranked them in that video, and this was kind of like lower tier. There was something about this that bugged me, and I have the OG, the original, as well as sample, and the same thing bugged me in that one. It's really kind of gone now. There was something almost like smelled kind of like garbage to my nose in the original and in this one. That's gone, and it's really smooth now. This does kind of have a beachy quality, but with this sort of rounded vanilla as well. So it's almost like you take out any sort of sunscreeny vibe, but you get the rest of the beachy vibe, and then with the vanilla. I've said vibe way too many times, I apologize. I need a shot collar, and every time I say vibe, you guys at home get to like, you know, like to make me stop. But I like this so much better now. I really do. It does kind of smell golden. So I think this would be a really nice, maybe golden hour fragrance, early evening fragrance. Don't really necessarily get daytime. I get more of a nice, elegant summer evening out of all that glitters. Okay, next we have the Village of Exotic Mangoes. Now, the regular Village, I believe, is the Greenwich Village by Bond Number 9, inspired by. So this is that with some extra notes added to it, like mango and guava, I believe black currant. I love this. I have Greenwich Village, the Bond Number 9 in the pretty turquoise bottle. I used to love that fragrance. Now that it smells so similar to Baccarat to me, and there's way too many dupes of Baccarat out there, I don't love Greenwich like I used to, but I love these added notes to it. I think it's so pretty. It gives it a fruity, kind of like fruit cocktail twist on Greenwich Village. So if you're a fan of Greenwich, or even kind of a Baccarat vibe, but you like the idea of a little fruit cocktail added to it, brightness, juiciness, kind of tropical, that's what you get from the Village of Exotic Mangoes. Okay, next we have Bohemian Rain. This is inspired by Byredo's Gypsy Water. I know we don't like to say that, but that is the name, Gypsy Water. So this one is definitely one that I think could be year round for sure. The notes in it would almost kind of say just wintry a little bit, because it has juniper berries, it has some woodiness to it, it has some incense, but it also has a lot of brightness to it. And I really do get this very relaxing sort of fresh rain with this. It also has orris, my beloved orris, so it's very, very smooth. This is kind of like what's going on right now. It's raining in the summer. You want to just kind of cozy up, come in from outside, cuddle up with a blanket. You would want to wear this. I wore it to bed the other night. It's very relaxing, very calming. Someone asked me if this was a safe blind buy the other day, and I told them I really do think that it is. I think this, unless you're someone that's like, I only like very, very sweet gourmands, vanillas, then no, probably not. But anyone else that's open to something just really soft and fresh and kind of cashmere and very calming, I think you would love Bohemian Rain. Okay, next up I have Aura in Sicily. Now, speaking of Baccarat, this is the Baccarat DNA, but then we have some added notes to it that makes it really fun. We have some ginger, some rum, I think something fruity. And I keep saying, I'm so sick of Baccarat, so sick of Baccarat. Don't give me another Baccarat dupe, but I don't mind if it's kind of turned on its head, if there's something added to it that gives it, just makes it more exciting, because Baccarat to me is so boring now and overplayed. This is improved. Like, I would take this over legit Baccarat any day. I think it just it made it better. This is better in my opinion. And you may disagree with me, and that's fine. But if you are like me and you used to love Baccarat, but now you're just so sick of it, but you wouldn't mind a twist on it, oh, this is so pretty. And I think it's more summery as well. The rum is very toned down too. This is not an overly boozy fragrance at all. It's just a fresher, kind of just more modern take on Baccarat. Okay, next up we have Caramel Blossom. This is another one that I really think could be spring, summer, and fall. It's a caramel, musk, peach, pear. Oh, it's so pretty, you guys. It has jasmine and orange blossom in it. It's not too sweet. That pear makes it kind of crisp. It's smoothed out by the caramel and musk. Even though there's not honeysuckle in here, I don't know what it is, but ever since I got the sample of this before I got a bottle and I didn't know the notes, I would have sworn there's honeysuckle, but there's not. There's something about it though that gives me that. And I grew up with a honeysuckle bush attached to the side of my house, and it has that aroma when you walk out, just fresh honeysuckle. So if you love that scent, even though it's not a note in here, I do pick that up in Caramel Blossom. All right, next up we have Ethereal Bloom. I was wearing this yesterday and just absolutely loving how I was smelling. It was in the heat. I was wearing it at my son's baseball game, so I know that this does well. This has a gorgeous peach and raspberry. Also has the orris. Yay for Alex for using orris so much because I love it. Another original creation. This has a little bit of florals in it, some warm, I believe amber, musk maybe. And it's just a really pretty, smooth, peachy raspberry, but not just only fruits. You definitely get some of that amber and musk in here. Very warm, very inviting. Does really, really well in the sun. That is Ethereal Bloom. Okay, now we have another one of my favorites. This is Candied Sunset and another original creation. It's raspberry, strawberry, plum. I believe there's some kind of orange and caramel. It's pretty simple, but this is so good, you guys. It really kind of smells like the picture on the bottle. I get a sunset vibe from this for sure. I think the plum helps deepen it up some, gives it a tad. I always think plum gives a little bit of something sour fruits in a good way to fragrance, but then the caramel comes in and kind of balances that and smooths it out. It really smells like a sunset, like a Miami kind of sunset vibe. I think it's so good. That's Candied Sunset. Okay, next we have Liquid Gold Dreamy Edition. This is an MFK Fluidity Gold inspired by, but we have some added notes in here as well. I really, really, really like this one, you guys. This has a perfect balance for me of something kind of masculine and feminine. You have some juniper berries, some coriander, lots of woodiness, but then you have some added, he added mimosa. So mimosa flower gives it almost like a honey-like quality, and then some fruits in here as well. He feminized it, I think, really beautifully. And this is one, again, I could see being a summer into fall fragrance because it does have those fruits and some florals in it. It's a little bit light and not full on fall, but then that woodiness in it as well. The kind of crispness of the juniper berries, a little bit of that piney feel. It's so beautifully balanced, you guys. I think I picture summer in the mountains wearing this. And another one that I do think, even though it's added some feminine qualities to it, I think some men might appreciate this as well. That is Liquid Gold Dreamy Edition. And last we have Linen Flowers. I almost didn't include this one. I was debating. I didn't really feel completely like I had a 15th that was true summer. This is more springy to me, but I do think that it does work in the summer as well. If you want a clean kind of white linens hanging floral fragrance, this has aldehyde, so it has a little bit of that drier sheet element to it. And then it has sweet pea, which you don't see a lot in fragrance actually. That's not the most common floral note that you see. So if you're someone that loves sweet pea and you think it's never used, well, it's in Linen Flowers. So this is kind of that sun-drenched laundry hanging on the line sort of a fragrance. Clean, slightly soapy. I really think this could be spring and summer. If you're like, man, I don't like the fruitiness, you're not into really the beachy fragrances, you like more of your clean, out of the dryer sort of a summer fragrance, I think you'd really like Linen Flowers. That is it, you guys, though. I made it through. There's a little bit of rain. There's a little bit of sun over here. There's clouds. There's some thunder. Hopefully it worked okay for you guys. Those are my 15 Julianna'S perfume summer fragrances. Let me know if you are a Julianna'S lover, if you have some that you think are perfect for summer in the comments, or let me know if you're going to check any of these out. I thank you so much for watching. As always, have fun shopping, budget shopping, and smelling fabulous. Bye.